If you've done the emotional work, released the feelings, and still feel unsteady, the issue isn't emotional, it's physical. Emotional regulation doesn't happen in the mind, it happens when the body feels supported. Earth energy is how stability is created, not through thinking, but through grounding. And today we're talking about the rituals that actually help your nervous system settle. Nervous system regulation is a buzz phrase that we hear consistently these days, and rightly so, because most people have dysregulated nervous systems right now. But it's not just thinking your way into a better nervous system state, it's not even feeling your way through it. At the heart and essence of nervous system regulation is grounding. Being able to feel safe and steady in your body is the foundation of nervous system regulation. And so, in this video, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. So, if you want to know more, stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this. Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. So, welcome to day 17 of our 31-day wellness and astrology series. And today we're talking about grounding and stability through earth sign energy. Like I said before, grounding is essential not only to nervous system regulation, but to any wellness routine. Now, especially if you've been on a spiritual journey for a while, you're very much aware of the fact that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. But we're also humans having a spiritual experience, and our humanity cannot be denied. And earth sign energy typically reminds me of our humanity. We're walking around in these physical bodies. We have real world issues. We feel things. There's definitely a visceral element to our very existence. And earth sign energy definitely addresses that. It is heavily emphasized, especially in the wellness space, of doing the inner work, of feeling your emotions, processing your emotions, thinking positively, affirmations. But taking care of your physical body through nutrition, through rest, and through grounding is equally as important. So, earth signs, and that would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and earth dominant charts. So let's say that you have quite a few planets in either Taurus, a Virgo, or Capricorn in your natal chart, or you are a Taurus, a Virgo, or Capricorn rising and or sun, you would be considered earth dominant. So earth signs and earth dominant charts regulate emotions through structure, routine, consistency, physical presence, and tangible care. Earth energy calms the nervous system by answering one core question: am I safe right now? Safety is huge. Safety is literally the bedrock upon which so much is built and so much is structured. And of course, earth sign energy helps you answer that one core question. Here's the real issue. Many people try to feel stable by thinking their way through anxiety, by analyzing emotions, by pushing through discomfort, or by distracting themselves. But without grounding, the body stays on alert because the body doesn't feel safe. When earth energy is under supported, it shows up as anxiety, restlessness, tension in the body, digestive issues, difficulty resting, and feeling uncontained. These are all symptoms of a lack of safety. Stability isn't emotional numbness, it's felt safety. Now, it's interesting because, to be honest, until fairly recently, I didn't equate anxiety to safety, or a lack of safety, I should say. To me, anxiety was just stress. It was just the result of too much going on and not knowing perhaps how to move forward and, restlessness and things like that. But again, anxiety, restlessness, tension in the body, those are all signs of your body saying, hey, I'm not safe. I'm not in a safe zone. I'm not in a safe space. And getting into a safe space often gets underlooked. I mean, because think about something like anxiety. Okay, we just try to minimize or mitigate the stress, not necessarily taking into account that the very foundation of that issue is a physical one, right? So, whenever you're experiencing these things that we all experience on a regular basis, right? Anxiety, digestive issues, even, right? Difficulty resting. Look to the body first as opposed to trying to manipulate, mitigate, or change the external circumstances. So, now let's get into some examples of how earth signs create stability. So, first up is Taurus energy. Now, Taurus is great for grounding because Taurus energy is the first of the earth signs and has a lot to do with foundation building, right? Now, Taurus energy grounds through sensory regulation. When we talk about our five senses, that falls within the realm of Taurus. So, for Taurus, stability comes from touch, comfort, pleasure, slowness. I'm pretty sure you've heard people say, when you need to ground, like go outside, touch a tree, hug a tree, touch grass, walk barefoot in the grass. That's very much indicative of Taurus energy. With respect to Taurus energy, dysregulation shows up as resistance or overindulgence. And the medicine for a lack of stability when it comes to Taurus energy is consistent comfort, intentional pleasure, and body awareness. Keep in mind that Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of pleasure. And one of the things that I love to stress in my work, especially with my work with clients, pleasure is very much a part of life and very much a part of wellness. And so a lack of stability, feeling ungrounded, feeling less than safe, a remedy to that would be intentional pleasure. Now, don't let it get to the extreme where now you're engaged in overindulgence, but intentional pleasure can sometimes really do the trick. Next, we move on to Virgo energy. Now, Virgo energy grounds through order and function. Remember that Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of thoughts, ideas, communication, logic, thinking, right? So it makes sense that Virgo energy would ground through order and function. And Virgo energy is known for creating order out of chaos. So that ability to order your environment is very Virgo and very much how Virgo relates to wellness. So for Virgo energy, stability comes from routines, systems, usefulness, clarity, regularity, right? Regulation. That's definitely the realm of Virgo. Speaking of which, dysregulation for Virgo shows up as anxiety or perfectionism. Now, Virgo is known for perfectionism, right? But Virgo can take that to the extreme where it's too much order. It's too much compartmentalizing, which could also lead to anxiety. Now, the medicine for instability when it comes to Virgo energy, simple routines, gentle organization, and self-trust. And finally, we move on to Capricorn energy. Capricorn grounds through structure and responsibility. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the planet of structure. It's the planet of discipline. It's the planet of diligent work. And so for Capricorn, getting back on track and getting stable requires structure and responsibility. Stability for Capricorn comes from boundaries, long-term planning, and consistency. If there's one thing that you should remember when it comes to earth signs and stability, consistency is the name of the game. Getting into a routine, doing something that you can do consistently is the best way to tap into earth sign energy. For Capricorn, dysregulation shows up as overwork or emotional shutdown. When Capricorn is feeling too much, when things are Unstable, Capricorn may overcompensate by overworking, by trying to do more, by trying to take on more responsibility, which can ultimately lead to emotional shutdown or even physical shutdown if you're working too hard and your body can't support that. So for Capricorn, the medicine for instability is sustainable effort. Keyword is sustainable. Rest with purpose. The thing with Capricorn is that Capricorn doesn't do things for the sake of doing them. Capricorn always has a goal in mind. And rest often feels unnatural because there is no quote unquote purpose behind it. However, if you understand that rest allows you to be productive, that rest fuels your body, helps to fuel your body so you can continue to be responsible, then that rest becomes purposeful and it becomes more natural to you. And also realistic commitments. Responsibility is one thing, but taking on too much, especially if you can't fulfill those responsibilities, is a recipe for disaster. So again, keep in mind with the earth sign, stability has a lot to do with our five senses, our routines, and our responsibilities. Now, while those may not feel intuitively like they can heal you, they do provide stability. And remember, stability, it equates to safety. If you live in an environment where you know that every day this is going to happen, every day you have a roof over your head, every day you have food to eat, that contributes to your safety. You can do other things because you know you're sheltered, you're fed, right? It's when you have instances where you don't know where you're going to live tomorrow, you don't know if you're going to eat tomorrow, that creates instability. So remember, even though wellness often gets equated to bubble baths and emotional work and crystals, stability, safety, responsibility, sensuality, and schedules are definitely a part of wellness as well. So let's talk briefly about what happens when grounding is skipped or ignored. So without grounding, people may stay emotionally open without containment. It is wonderful to feel things. It's wonderful to live in the realm of emotions and even spirit, but grounding gives it form. Grounding provides a container, a vessel for all of that. That's what creates healthy boundaries. That's what makes things function. The container, the vessel, the form. Without grounding, you may process endlessly without integration. And this is something that ends up happening a lot when people get into these healing cycles where they feel like they constantly need to be healed. It's a two-part equation. You have the emotional, spiritual part where you're diving deep into your wounds and everything. But the second part is integration. And that's very much a part of grounding and of earth sign energy. It's kind of useless if you're constantly processing, but not putting it into form, not crystallizing it. That's why you don't experience change. Without grounding, people may feel quote unquote better in the short term or briefly, but then spiral again. And this kind of speaks to those healing cycles and loops that you may find yourself in. And without grounding, people may rely on mental control instead of bodily support. Remember, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and our humanity cannot be ignored. Your body is very much a part of your existence, and it is here to support you. Literally. I was just saying about how your emotions and, the spiritual realm, it needs a container, and that is the realm of earth sign energy. Your physical body is the container. Your physical body is the vessel. And it needs to be integrated into everything, essentially. Grounding isn't optional after emotional work. It's what makes healing stick. We live in a dualistic society. We live in a society that, not even society, we live in an existence that's masculine and feminine. You need both, right? The masculine side, the feminine side, they work together. So emotional work and physical support go hand in hand. This is why it is so important that you don't skip grounding, that you don't ignore it, but that you integrate it into any sort of wellness routine. So let's get into a grounding ritual that can actually work for you. And of course, this ritual is definitely earth energy aligned. So, step number one, bring attention to the body, feet, hands, breath. Wiggle your fingers, move your toes, get into a regular breathing cadence, but become aware consciously of your physical body. Step number two, do one repetitive physical task. This could be walking, cleaning, cooking, anything that engages the five senses, anything that gets you to move your physical body. Step number three, eat something warm or nourishing. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Step number four, create a simple structure for the rest of the day. I don't know about you, and this could be because I'm both an earth sun sign and an earth rising sign, but nothing makes me feel better than having an objective for the day. Now, I'm an entrepreneur, so I set my own work hours. I do work as I see fit. And while that is great, it can be overwhelming because you're kind of spoiled for choice, right? You have analysis paralysis because there's so much that can be done. But structure is really great. It provides the container, right? When you have all these ideas, when you're brainstorming, having a structure, AKA like a to-do list, is a wonderful way to contain all of the things that you're thinking or that you're feeling. So again, for step number four, create a simple structure for the rest of the day. It doesn't mean that you have to plan something by every single hour. Just set an objective. By the end of the day, I need to do this. Or in the afternoon, I'll do this. And in the evening, I'll do that. And then finally, step number five, repeat daily. Grounding works through consistency. And this is why it is so important for you to create realistic consistency in your life, especially as we enter January, because at the time that I'm filming this, it is mid-December 2025. So a new year, a new fiscal year is upon us. And this is typically when people want to do the most. Typically, people want to overhaul their lives, especially when it comes to bodily things like losing weight or getting toned up or being more healthy, eating more nutritiously. And so we tend to want to overcompensate by creating this quote unquote consistency that's just not realistic for us. So creating a schedule that works, and it can literally be baby steps, meaning change one small thing today. And then when that becomes a habit, add something else. You don't have to make a 50% change in one day. 1% change each day will definitely do it. So that by the time, because here's the thing, right? The gym is packed in January. But come February, it's looking so much drier, right? Because people just give up. They're like, oh, well, I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week, or maybe I'm even going to go to the gym 2 times a day, twice a week. Like, that can be very unsustainable. So creating something that you can stick to on a daily basis and then augmenting that regularly is the best way to take advantage of this energy. Remember, earth energy heals through repetition, not intensity. Keep that in mind. And don't get me wrong, I understand, right? For many people, stability feels boring. It's not exciting. It's not viral. It's not, sexy even. But stability can feel boring until it's missing. Earth energy reminds us that calm is created, not discovered. That safety is built through care and intentionality, not through urgency. When the body feels held, when you fortify your container, when you fortify your vessel, the mind softens. The emotions can do what they need to do optimally. That container is the foundation for everything. So if you want to know more about your container, right? If you want to know more about how to even add a grounding ritual in your life, consider signing up for my signature natal chart experience, The Blueprint. This is essentially a natal chart reading, and a transit report in one. So you get a 60-minute live reading with me, a private online client portal full of resources, and a 30-day alignment map, which is essentially a transit report for 30 days after our reading, so that you know exactly what to anticipate and when to anticipate it. So if you're interested in that, the first step is to sign up for a 15-minute free clarity call so we can understand if this service is even right for you, and if so, how we can get started. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description box below. And if you haven't already, take my self-care signature quiz. It's a cute, fun little quiz that helps you understand your self-care signature. Plus, you also get a nice guide to accompany your results. And the link to that is also in the description box below. All right, my loves, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.